So when you first look at these short answer questions, you should have a pretty good idea of where you're going to find the answer, okay? So that should be your first thing, which text, okay? Then write down the number of the text, go to that text, and what should you do when you go to that text now? Anybody? How do I find the answer in that text?
Quickly look at the headings.
Yes. Okay, actually before that, what do I do before I go to the text?
We should notice the keyword of in the sentences.
Yeah.
The question.
Keywords, okay, and think of synonyms possibly, okay?
Well, cohesion could be in between paragraphs, for example, using furthermore, moreover, but you don't want to use these too often either, because you can overuse them and then it doesn't look correct. Also, complex sentences rather than lots of simple sentences. You don't want lots of simple sentences that have just been copied straight over from the case notes. You know, try and join them together. And also clear paragraphing.
What kinds of verbs are these? Okay, I'm going to tell you.
Phrasal verb, I think.
Phrasal verbs, thank you, Malak. Okay, yes. Okay, so they are phrasal verbs. So to bring on and to go away, they have two parts to them. We use phrasal verbs in speaking quite a lot, all the time, yeah? They are much more informal than these longer verbs. So shorter verbs with an extra preposition we prefer in speaking. And to be non-technical, try to use phrasal verbs if possible. Yeah. What you need to do is really, when you get the question, the first question, you will be given time to read it, obviously. And you need to look carefully at the introduction to the question. And from that introduction, you can get quite a lot of information. You can really predict what's going to come in the listening, okay, in the audio. So here, for example, you hear two trainee doctors doing an activity at a staff training day. What does the activity give practice in? Okay, so obviously you would then have A, B, or C options to choose from, but I'm just going to show you this first of all. We're just going to focus on the introduction to the question.
So overall task fulfillment, the candidate has generally fulfilled the task. The target reader would be informed about the situation and would form a positive impression of the writer's competence. However, the effectiveness of the letter is slightly limited by the fact that it's too long and contains more detail than required. So that means what they're saying is that basically the person is written in chronological order. Appropriateness of language. The candidate has chosen lexis and register which are appropriate and in line with what the target reader would expect based on my provisional diagnosis. Lapses in tone and accuracy, so there you go. Unfortunately, regrettably exhausted. They're relatively minor and do not cause strain for the reader. So, you know, it's better not to use them. You're not going to be penalized excessively if you did use them, but it is a lapse in tone because it tends to personalize your letter. So
you use good intonation, you know, so when you were speaking, you were trying to use sort of rising and falling intonation in order to help to communicate your message to the parent, which is an important thing to do, to show that you care and to try and provide reassurance. So that was strong. But I did notice that there were some errors in word order. So you were saying, for example, that the department was so much busy. So that's not quite correct. So you could say it's so busy, it's very busy, but so much busy is grammatically not correct. And then also you said he will be good managed. So again, grammatically, you want to say he will be managed well. In this case, well rather than good. Well as the adverb. And then you said every day it is done this operation. Okay, again, word order, every day this operation is done, or we do this operation every day. So just sometimes there are mistakes in terms of the order of the words with the grammar to have a look at.
A life skill, right? Reading is essential for life. And we use skimming in many situations. For example, when you're reading the newspaper, You maybe read the headlines and you skim the headlines and maybe you quickly read through the first paragraph and see if you're interested in reading more, right? So it's a skill that we all use in daily life, yeah?